My husband took me on a cruise to Reconnect. The first night, he left me at dinner alone for over an hour. Said he had stomach issues. The next morning, I found a bra in our bathroom drawer, not mine. I checked the guest manifest. His ex was also on the ship. I waited until karaoke night. When he got on stage to sing Faithfully, I walked up, took the mic and said, "Dedicated to the woman you slept with on deck 9. His ex ran out. He tried to follow. The crowd booed. I ordered room service for one. I'm not the kind of woman who jumps to conclusions. I've always believed people deserve a chance to explain themselves. But that belief cost me too much time, too much peace, and a lot of my self-respect. My husband, Tyler, and I had been married 7 years. Things were rough for the last year and a half. Not explosive or violent, just cold. Quiet. We talked less, touched even less, and slept with more space between us than the size of our bed. But we never fought. That's what made it worse. It felt like we'd already given up, silently, without saying it. So when Tyler surprised me with a cruise, I was shocked. "We need this," he told me. "Just us. Let's get away and remember what we had." I wanted to believe he meant it. I really did. I wanted to believe he missed me the way I missed him. We boarded in Miami on a Sunday. 7-day cruise through the Caribbean. Cozumel, Grand Cayman, and a couple other places I didn't even care about. I just wanted him to look at me like he used to hold my hand without me reaching first. The first night, we dressed up for dinner. He looked sharp, navy shirt, black slacks. I wore the green dress he used to like. The dining room was elegant. Soft music, candlelight. Our waiter was this young guy from the Philippines named Nico. Super polite. We ordered. Tyler got the ribeye. I got the mahi. We toasted with wine. He was talking about the excursion options for the week, which beaches he wanted to hit, and then suddenly he looked pale. "I need to hit the restroom," he said. My stomach's acting up. He stood up quickly, left his cloth napkin folded on the table. I didn't think much of it at first. I scrolled through my phone, drank my wine. 10 minutes passed. Then 20. After 45 minutes, Nico came over and gently asked, "Is everything okay?" "He's in the bathroom," I said. "Maybe food poisoning or something." Nico smiled kindly. "Would you like to take your entree to your cabin?" "No," I said. "He'll be back." By the time Tyler returned, it was 7:20. He looked sweaty, like he'd run back. Said he'd been in the room. I asked if he was okay. "Probably something I ate earlier," he muttered. "We didn't eat earlier," I said. He just shrugged. "Maybe the airplane food. We flew 2 days ago." I didn't push. I didn't want to start the trip with a fight. That night, he passed out early. I lay next to him, watching the digital clock. My brain wouldn't shut off. The next morning, I was looking for my moisturizer. I opened the drawer under the bathroom sink. There was something shoved to the back. I pulled it out. A bra. Black. Lacy. Smaller than mine. I stared at it for a solid minute, frozen. My heart dropped. I don't wear black bras. And I haven't bought anything lacy in a while. I held it up and checked the tag. 34A. Definitely not mine. I tried to think of any explanation. Maybe it was left from a previous guest? But no, housekeeping cleaned everything. The room was spotless. I sat down on the toilet lid, holding the thing in my hand, trying not to shake. And then something hit me. A memory. Back when Tyler and I first got together, he was still friends with his ex, Melanie. They dated for 4 years. He said they ended on mutual terms, whatever that meant. But I remembered she used to post those overshare why things on Facebook. One time, she talked about her favorite sexy bra from a brand called Loretta's. That tag? Said Loretta. My stomach turned. I got dressed and left the cabin. Walked straight to the guest services desk like I was sleepwalking. "I'm looking for a friend," I told the woman behind the counter. "Melanie Simmons. Is she on board?" She frowned. I'm sorry, we can't share guest information. I lowered my voice. Please. I think my husband is cheating. I'm not crazy. I just need to know if she's here. She hesitated. Then, quietly, she typed something into her computer. She's registered on Deck 9. Cabin 9432. My mouth went dry. Melanie. On our ship. The bra. The long dinner disappearance. It all fit. I didn't say anything that day. Didn't confront him. I needed time. Needed to think. That night, I smiled like nothing was wrong and said, let's do karaoke tomorrow night. Like we used to on trips. I miss that. He blinked. Really? Yeah. Let's make a memory. He looked a little nervous. Said okay. The next night, the karaoke lounge was packed. Families, couples, older folks who had too many daiquiris. Tyler signed up. Of course he picked Faithfully by Journey. That was his go-to. I swear he thought he could pull off Steve Perry. He got up there, took the mic, and the room cheered. I waited. Waited until the second chorus started. Waited until he was lost in it. Then I walked up to the stage, motioned to the DJ to cut the music for a second. Sorry, I said to the crowd. I just wanted to say something. The room got quiet. This one's not for me, I said. This one's for the woman my husband slept with on Deck 9. Melanie, was it? Gasps. Someone near the bar said, Holy SH. Tyler froze. Microphone in his hand. Mouth open. From the back, a woman, blonde, mid-30s, stood up and ran out. He stepped off the stage, tried to follow. I stepped in front of him. Don't you dare. Someone booed. A few people clapped. The DJ looked stunned. I walked out, went back to our cabin. Ordered room service. 1 plate of pasta, 1 slice of cake, and a rum and coke. I ate in bed. Slept like a baby. He didn't come back that night. He came back the next morning. Said we needed to talk privately. I said, we already talked. The whole ship heard it. He didn't speak to me the rest of the trip. He slept in the lounge, or maybe in her cabin. I didn't ask. I spent the next few days lying in the sun, taking solo selfies, and rereading every text he'd sent me over the past month. The lies were all there. I just didn't want to see them. But now I did. Now I saw everything. The cruise was only halfway through, and we had 4 more days at sea. That ship might have had 15 decks, 4 pools, and a damn zipline, but it felt small now. Real small. People whispered when I walked by. I caught bits of it. That's her. Isn't she the one who, someone even asked to buy me a drink at the pool bar? Said, that was badass what you did. He deserved it. I declined. I wasn't looking to feel good. I wanted to feel clear. And I was. Tyler stayed gone. I didn't ask where. But on day 4, I saw him and Melanie at the adult-only hot tub. Sitting close. Too close. His hand was on her leg. She looked smug. Smiled right at me. I didn't flinch. I had a new plan. I went back to guest services. This time I didn't ask about passengers. I asked about excursions. Is it possible to change one's excursion sign-up without your partner knowing? The lady smiled. Absolutely. As long as the booking's under your name. Tyler had signed us both up for a couple's snorkeling trip in Cozumel. I switched my name to a different excursion, a private tequila tasting and beach club day, just for me. Then I booked him a spot on a deep-sea fishing tour that left 2 hours earlier. I made sure he got the wake-up call for his boat at 6 a.m. I slept in, then had French toast alone on our balcony. While he was on a rocking boat with strangers and nausea, I was sipping mango margaritas in a hammock, reading a book, and texting my lawyer. Yep, I'd finally done it. Called up Janine, the divorce attorney my sister had recommended. We made a phone appointment for the minute I got back to Miami. Day 5, I saw Tyler again at breakfast. He looked burned and seasick. He didn't say anything when I sat at a table near him with a man I'd met at the beach club, a retired vet named David who was funny and kind. Tyler watched us. I didn't care. That afternoon, I ran into Melanie at the spa. She smirked. Enjoying your little trip? I looked her in the eyes and said, oh yeah. I even filed for divorce already. You can have him. Just be ready, he lies about everything, including his credit score. She blinked. I walked out. That night, Tyler tried to corner me in the hallway. We need to talk, he said. No, you need to listen. I didn't plan this, he insisted. I didn't know she'd be on the ship. You booked this trip. You picked the dates. You picked the cruise line. You picked the room. She didn't show up by accident. He didn't deny it. I was lonely, he said finally. So you cheated. That's not lonely. That's selfish. I thought we were over. Then why the Reconnect speech? He looked down. Said nothing. You used me, I said. And I let you. That's on me. But this whole trip? I'm done. You've been sleeping with her, haven't you? He opened his mouth. I raised my hand. Don't lie again. I found her bra in our drawer. His face dropped. I didn't wait for his answer. I walked off. I thought that would be the last twist. I thought the rest of the cruise would just be silence and waiting. But on day 6, the cruise director made an announcement. Due to a medical emergency, our ship will remain docked in Grand Cayman for an additional 24 hours. All shore excursions are extended. Please check with guest services. I didn't think much of it until I walked past the medical bay on my way to the gym and saw her. Melanie, on a stretcher, oxygen mask, her face pale, a medic speaking quietly to another crew member. I stopped in my tracks. Later that evening, Tyler came to our cabin again. This time, he looked panicked. He didn't knock. Just walked in, like he still had that right. She had a reaction to something, he said. Shrimp, maybe. Or tequila. She's in the infirmary. They're flying her out tonight. I stared at him. And? I'm staying with her. She needs someone. I laughed. Couldn't help it. So you're ditching the rest of the cruise for the woman you swore you didn't plan to see? She could have died. I stood. So could our marriage, but you didn't give a damn about that either. He looked torn. I could tell he wanted me to stop him. To ask him to stay. To say I still loved him. But I didn't. Instead, I said, don't come back. He didn't. That night, I got a call from the front desk. Said Tyler had checked out early. He'd disembarked with Melanie on the emergency helicopter flight. The ship would finish the cruise without them. And suddenly, I was alone. Not just on the boat. For the first time in 7 years, I was really, truly alone. And it felt like peace. The next morning, I found a note slid under the door. No envelope. Just paper. It said, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I just felt stuck. Tyler. I didn't cry. I folded it in half and used it as a coaster for my mimosa on the balcony. Later that day, I found something strange. A receipt. It was under the bed, half crumpled. A purchase from the ship's jewelry store. A gold necklace. 2 days ago. Paid for by Tyler's cruise account. But I never got a necklace. So who did? Melanie? Or someone else? That was the moment I realized Melanie might not have been the only one. I stared at the receipt for a long time. My first instinct was to throw it away, to chalk it up as one final insult in a long line of betrayals. But something about it gnawed at me. Why buy jewelry during a secret affair if the woman you're sneaking around with already knows who you are? Unless it wasn't for Melanie. That night, I went back to the guest services desk. Asked to speak with someone from security. It took some convincing, but I told them everything about the cheating, the staged Reconnect cruise, the emergency departure, the strange receipt. They took me to a back room where they could review onboard purchases and security footage. And that's when I saw it. Tyler. 2 days before the karaoke night. In the ship's jewelry shop. Not with Melanie. With a woman I didn't recognize. She was maybe in her mid-20s. Short, brunette, wore a red bikini top and a floral sarong. He had his hand on her lower back as they leaned over the glass counter, laughing like teenagers. The timestamp was 3:14 p.m. While I had been at the couple's massage alone, Tyler had bailed last minute, claiming a migraine. This girl wasn't Melanie. And she wasn't me. He'd been with 3 women during this cruise: his wife, his ex, and someone new. The security guard looked uncomfortable. "Do you want to press charges for the theft of the necklace? It was technically purchased with your shared account." I shook my head. "No, I want something else." That evening, I walked down to the ship's business center. They had printers for guests who needed to check in for flights, print excursion confirmations, things like that. I printed a copy of the jewelry receipt. I printed screenshots from the security footage. I printed our cruise booking confirmation where he'd written in the comments, "honeymoon-style getaway to win back my wife's heart." And I printed my own note. I went back to the jewelry store. Spoke to the same attendant from the footage. She remembered him. I asked if I could have the necklace that matched the receipt. She nodded. He never picked it up. He said he'd come back, but never did. Perfect. I paid for it myself. I boxed up everything. The necklace, the photos, the receipt, the booking form, and my note, and left it at the front desk with instructions. Deliver this to cabin 9432. Leave it with Melanie Simmons. No return address. My note read, "Thought you should have this. Looks like you weren't the only one. You two have more in common than you think. Good luck." I slept like a rock that night. Back in Miami, I walked off that ship with no goodbyes. I already had a cab waiting. My lawyer filed the divorce papers that Monday. I didn't answer when Tyler called. I didn't respond when Melanie texted me a long message full of rage and emojis. I blocked them both. 3 months later, I heard through a mutual friend that Tyler got fired from his job. Melanie had posted some screenshots of their conversations and photos from the ship. The post went viral locally. Apparently, she tagged his boss. He moved out of state. No idea where. As for me, I'm doing fine. I still have the necklace. Not because it means anything, but because it reminds me of the last time he underestimated me, and I smile every time I wear it.